I just want to say hello to TJ right off the bat. But hello, Mike, as well. TJ.
Things are getting interesting in the association.
TJ.
Spicy on a Friday.
It's great. The only team that TJ Jefferson loves that James Harden hasn't been mentioned going to or being involved with is the San Antonio Spurs. And
the Cowboys.
No. I'm talking basketball. I'm just talking basketball. I'm just keeping it to one sport.
For the Mets?
Yeah, I'm saying, why limit this man?
I'm just wondering, because you said the Sixers disgusted you so significantly.
They did.
That whichever team was going to get the draft rights to Victor Wembanyama was going to get your affection, your interest, your NBA love.
I did say that.
And the Spurs drafted him, and the Spurs drafted him to the point where we put the Spurs pennant above you in the collage that we have. No, of all your teams. You know? And I'm just wondering if James Harden goes from the Philadelphia 76ers to the Los Angeles Clippers, your two, prior to the Spurs being added to this mix, your two favorite NBA teams, does that make it all good? Are we all copacetic in your world? Do you like this idea?
I'm still trying to process this.
Okay, so while you process it, interesting you use the word process involving the Philadelphia 76ers. So we go off the air yesterday, and this is crazy. The NBA, you've always got to read the second line or the second paragraph of a story. Because even when they draft somebody, this team drafted somebody. Well, let's wait 2 minutes because that draft trade that you didn't know was coming is about to acquire the rights of the guy that just was drafted by that team, but he's still wearing the hat of the team that drafted him, or the team that drafted the player is drafting him for another franchise because there's a pick swap, because there's some sort of, you can't just sit back and go, oh, that's the story. For instance, James Harden opts in to the Philadelphia 76ers 2023-24 season. He has a player option. He opts in, meaning I want to be with the Philadelphia 76ers. That's the headline.
That's what you thought.
Harden says he's picking up his player option for $30 million and change to go to the Philadelphia 76ers, right? Well,
yeah, you figure opt-in is a good thing, right?
Not so fast.
You know?
Not so fast.
Because if he opts in, I guess a sign and trade can happen to the team where he wants, and then he gets pizzade in the manner in which he wants to get pizzade, fully aware that the Sixers do not care to pizzay him in that manner. And it looks like, for the hot minute, the Knicks were one of the teams. And I thought to myself, well, that's a hot mess. And I don't think James Harden in New York City. We've already tried that one in Brooklyn. Put him in Manhattan. And I don't know how that's working. Just as a for instance, you guys sit there. How do you know that, Rich?
Score still open, TJ?
Just as a for instance. The Knicks had Julius Randle, or still have him. And, man, the way that he played so above and beyond the level of expectation 2 out of the 3 seasons, right? Or at least 2 out of the last 3 seasons, right? Would make him near and dear to New York Knicks fans until he doesn't have a very good playoff series against the Miami Heat. In by the way, an appearance that the Knicks made that if you went to every Knicks fan that celebrated the first win of the season like it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and there was a parade coming down New York City's Canyon of Heroes. They did that after just Game 1. You'd think they would take a look in the long run of, wow, we made the second round of the playoffs? That actually happened? We won a playoff series? Really? Oh, unbelievable. No, they took Julius Randle's poster down on 7th Avenue and stomped on it. How do you think it will work with James Harden, who everywhere he has been, despite 10 All-Star seasons and also a future Hall of Fame enshrinement?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
How many people has he left completely, totally disillusioned and disappointed?
All of them.
How many times can a man demand a trade from a team that owns his rights?
Well,
the answer's 3.
3. And counting.
So, when I heard the Knicks were involved, I'm like, are you out of your friggin' minds? And then the Clippers raised their hands.
We'll take them.
And it looks like he's coming here to Los Angeles.
That's what it looks like.
To play for the Clippers, and Ty Lue, and also have Kawhi and Brandon Miller's GOAT team up with him, Paul George.
Toilets! Which is
that's
big.
That's the whole question is, will it go down the tubes?
Toilets!
But if I'm Steve Ballmer, and anytime, I don't know if you guys have noticed, when you go on the old 105 freeway out of here, the Rich Eisen Show studio, made famous in the movie Speed, and you're leaving here and you see SoFi Stadium in the distance.
Gigantic.
Do you see what's to the right of it right now?
It's beautiful. I flew over.
You can see it from here.
I'm into it.
Like Russia from Sarah Palin's house. You can see it.
You can actually see it. But we can actually see it.
3 days in a row, Rich.
What the Clippers are building.
It's beautiful.
Right next to the home of the Rams and the Chargers, down the street from the old home of the Lakers and the Forum. You want to put fannies in the seats and the establishments that you might need to go visit during the games. You need. That's one way to do it. Hey, season ticket holders: Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden. On its face, sounds great.
You got to have star power, right?
From now on, it's all about the Larry O.B.
Certainly with Beal being introduced as a new son. And, Chris Paul didn't come to the Clippers. He went to the Warriors. And the defending champs live in this conference in Denver and so on and so forth. And the Lakers making the second round of the playoffs last year because the Clippers got clippered by the injury bug yet again. So I get it. I understand it. I get it. I get it. I get what they're up to.
Rich, to be able to add Harden and not have to give up Paul George.
I hear you. I get it. I understand. But how is this one going to be different? It's, a phrase we in the Jewish religion we say a couple of nights a year to Seder and Passover.
Okay.
How is this night different from all other nights? It's a phrase that is said by the youngest in the room. I don't want to go too deep into the why and the Seder and the whole business.
Understand.
But how is this trade and acquisition different from all other ones involving James Harden? We will find out. Apparently, this coming fall. And it's going to be fun to watch. And I can't believe you can't quit James Harden.
It's like when Doc left the Clippers, he went to the Sixers. When Harden leaves the Sixers, it's like I'm linked forever. I can't get away.
Rich, a phrase my high school history teacher and football coach used to use.
Yes.
The circus stays the same, only the clowns change.
Interesting. Well, it's amazing that we would refer to, or you would refer to Harden as a clown. This is,
he loves Harden.
And
so
again, how many
imagine
times can I say this is his last chance to prove it? When every time he doesn't, an NBA team raises its hand and says, we'll give you another shot. And, oh, by the way, continue to generationally enrich you to the tune of a 9-figure contract, which it appears the Clippers are willing to do with Harden to give him that last big old boost, unless the trade means he can't get signed to a long-term deal. And it's a one-year deal, and he will then now roll the dice
on himself
at age 35 and say, I'll do that now. So for the Clippers, they'll just, I don't know what the Sixers will take. But it looks like he's coming here to Los Angeles to see if he can roll the dice with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And if the Sixers don't want him and won't pay him that big salary and he's not going to get it, I guess for him, get out of Philly, go to Los Angeles. He knows the area very well. And let's go. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.